We are back and we are better than we've ever been. We are on sign number 3 of the series. We're doing this live and direct today in honor of the Aries solar eclipse. The new moon is here, baby, in like 10 hours at this point. Was super guided at this point to make sure that I had all of these messages ready for the 6-month cycle that we are. Excuse me, what? Somebody got a lot coming up and out. A lot coming up and out, but I was very excited because, like I said, the last time I was able to check in with everybody in the Virgo Saint series was literally 6 months ago, around October 1st and 2nd for the new moon and the 16th for the full moon. So this is a 6-month growth cycle. This is a 6-month harvest cycle of the same themes that we were talking about in October and all of the guidance that we got to Spirit. So I'm just super excited. Like I said, you're going to know who the sign is before me. I do this little, it's not really that important. It's just to show you that, like, I literally have no idea who it's about to be. I'm literally got a pile of papers right here that I'm going to pick. And then, like I said, we're going to just go ahead and start with the reading. So if you'll just take an opportunity to breathe in and ground with me, we're going to go ahead and finish this. We've got our choice. Let's see. Who's up next? Oh my God, I'm excited. Aries, yee, I love that. Aries, what? Well, happy new moon to you. I love Aries season. Oh my God, happy new year, Aries. Thank you, God. It was horrible without your revitalization. Like, wrapping up that last astrological cycle was a lot. So I'm always so excited to be in Aries energy. I always want to just make sure that in case you're very new here, you don't need anything to listen to this message and receive it literally at all. I just start with the crystal resonance to give us an overview, and then I go, and for you all, I'm going to be using the lovely, this vintage Rider-Waite tarot deck so that you get it straight. But I'm really excited for you, Aries. Happy energy to you. You are like the diva of this time. You are the star of the show this time. This eclipse will be transforming your life in beautiful and radical ways. So I'm just really excited. But right now, during your season, we always get to really focus in on inner child. The experience of the inner child, and regardless of projecting whether it's good, bad, happy, sad, healed, or wounded, speaking of inner child, I just love when we get to work on that, because the inner child really is like the battery pack of the rest of our lives. And so let's go ahead and see what Spirit has for us for our Aries collective. We have one. When I just talked about how much Aries is setting the vibe, we're talking about love, we're talking about the inner child status. Aries got love, and the bottom of the deck cycles. Sounds like somebody's reading is about to be about how unconditional love is the only thing through every cycle we go through that really remains. I think for Aries collective, you are really seeing who and what truly loves you. I think at this point, Aries has gone through so many diverse and beautiful and unique cycles. And it's fundamental at this point that you extract from all the diversity of the things you've experienced what was universal, what was always there, even if it was in the absence of. Like, so say you're in a cycle where it feels like I'm not being loved by people. It really helped you to define what unconditional love looks like for you, Aries. So I'm just really excited. We're going to get right to it. I really have no other thoughts. I have no other opinions. I just love that Aries is coming with the love frequency. And literally, when we talk about a moon cycle, like, this solar eclipse is about to like eclipse everything but love in your life, Aries. Like, there's not going to be anything left other than just pure unconditional love, which I feel like our inner child, that's like what all of us need right now. So I hope everyone feels like they can receive this Aries message, regardless of whether you have like natal Aries placements or not. Like, the Aries house in your chart at this time has been yearning, your inner child has been yearning for a lot, to align with a life through all these crazy cycles that we go through, that just give me the love. Like, truly, like, we don't need anything from our parents or our communities as inner children, as children of the Most High, other than love. Like, I think Aries, that's what I'm hearing. It's like Aries is like, I don't want anything from you. I just want love. I don't want your money. I just want you to be loving. And I think that Aries is like demanding that. Is like 444. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Let me write you down. Let me see. Dude, Aries, I think you're about to realize And this is like a bigger message. I feel like the children of this planet, they have re-inherited their like birthrights. So like, whereas it used to be in the age of Pisces, kids need parents and they need all of these people to really help them with resources and this and that. If you can't tell with Gen Alpha and Gen Z, the kids don't need help making bands. So really, what do you give kids who actually like rule? Again, Saturn and Aries, I'm like, that's my Saturn return. That's my husband's Saturn return. By the time Saturn and Aries kicks off, what can you guys won't be able to give kids fucking anything. They're gonna have everything they've ever wanted. So the only thing that we are gonna realize we can give to other people is literally bring it right back, love. And I feel like that's exactly the message that's starting out for Aries. It's like, baby, I have everything else. The only reason I'm here connecting with anything that I'm connecting with the intention that Aries moves with, because you are the original fire, you are the prodigal child, 555. So the only reason you're showing up in a room, you only move based off the things you love. And I think you've been looking at people, you've been finishing cycles like, would you think I was here because I needed something from you? Because I wanted something? No, I love you. That's why I'm here, bro. I'm verbalizing my love. Okay, so off top, we've got this very interesting conversation because here is the Queen of Swords, right? Who the Queen of Swords is going to be the queen that rules jurisdiction, that rules the planet that we're on from her divine, authentic truth. And Spirit is saying the truth of Aries is that you're just a big ball of love. You're just a hunk of chunk of burn in love. That's all you are, right? So if that's the truth of who you are, I think we're talking about how for Aries, I think there's just been this giant misconception that they're like, oh, you're a fire sign. You must want like the passion and the glitz and the glam and the and actually Aries is like, no, babe, no. Like I think people think of Aries as opportunists or they feel like their movements are really selfish, but I think if you get that frequency from a child, like a child being selfish, it's just because they want to extend and exchange. The only frequency, children don't even know like a full vocabulary worth of words. So really when they're on the playground, like they're not really trying to do anything other than just like exchange love frequencies with the kids that they're around. And so you will always indefinitely move from that place, but it's like, I don't want your money. I don't want anything. I do what I do because I love it. Like this is like, I live this life because I love it. Not because I needed anything from it, not because I'm worried about survival, but because I love it. And I think when you're moving from this place, you're checking out, you're staring these things in the face. You know what I mean? Because you want to be matched for your truth. Like when you go into partnerships where it's like, I'm not really being matched for the truth of what I'm like actually seeking. Because I think Aries is like, hello, I've been verbalizing it. I've been saying what I want, but I feel like I keep attracting things that like tell me what I want. It's like, no, I don't, that's not what I'm saying. I said what I said. Is it going to be okay that I just want to build a life that I love? Because I think with Aries, like you guys are so ascended. It's like, you don't need a lot. There's not a desire for the sort of third dimensional material. It's not really about any of that. Anything that an Aries is going to commit themselves to, they're doing it because it's their truth. It's the thing that brings them the most opportunities to like bask in a loving situation or a loving frequency. So I just feel like when all this smoke clears from this eclipse, it's taking out all the stuff that is in the way of just you giving and receiving love, which I think is beautiful. Because like I said, this is fine, right? To some people, a King of Wands might be a great, it's not even, because again, I think Aries, I feel like you're in this place where it's like, it's nothing wrong with you. It's just like, I want to love what I'm doing. You know, this is also like when Aries, like, you know, there are Aries that are making decisions. Let's say you're an artist, right? And there are Aries that are making decisions right now that's like, you could take this $1 billion, the contract that someone wants to give you, because it would give you, you know, all this other stuff like that. That's like objectively a fine thing. It's good things. Like it's wealth, it's abundance, it's prosperity, but it goes maybe beyond what you just really love to do. Like maybe in your art, you really just like to create the art. You don't really care about, you know, the streams on Spotify. You don't really care about that. You literally, like maybe you're someone who makes literal music just because you literally love to do it. So this is Spirit really telling you that it's okay to trim the fat around the edges of the things that you're creating so that it just stays close. Because I think Aries experienced it. Aries experienced like, if I blow this out or I expand this or I create it into something way bigger, then my life is just going to be managing all that, right? Like I think a lot of people too right now, to this younger generation or to just younger generations in general, every time it comes to kids, you know, people really place on like, oh yeah, when you get married, right, we think about the institution of marriage, which is literally just a declaration of love, but then everybody immediately is like, well, what's the wedding budget? We're gonna start planning all this stuff. And a lot of that stuff, like, you might opt out of it if it has really nothing to do with just like loving the thing you're about to marry, the person you're about to marry, the situation you're about to get yourself into. So again, going back to that sort of like, again, if you're some sort of person, some sort of artist, right, and again, you're getting offered something, but what the cycles have taught you is that like, yeah, but every time I take all that extra, it makes me have to spend and divide up my time, I'm hearing, creating a bunch of stuff that I don't really care about. Like, it doesn't really, that's not really like to do. Like, again, maybe you just love to play the instrument you play, right? And that's it. I just love to play the instrument I play. I just do it because I love it. I don't really, there's nothing else to expect out of it. And I think in a world that's in late stage capitalism, or if you're in the globalized West where like I'm recording this, like a lot of times there are these pressures to like turn everything into something that you don't love, to like disintegrate something all the way down to where it's like, this is not fun anymore. And there's nothing more obvious than when a child is like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this. You know what I mean? Because you just don't love it. You know what I mean? You just don't love it. And I just think that, you know, Aries has been through enough cycles where they're like, you're so refined. Like, I'm literally getting like, not only are you royalty, so like I said, there's gonna be a lot of like contracts coming to Aries. This could be, and so right now, because all this like love and admiration is coming for you, Aries, because you built your life, all these cycles up 11 out of things you genuinely love, you're getting to fucking be the royal one that's like, yes, no, I won't take that. I'll take that, but I won't take that. You're getting to do that. Like, literally, these are things you created, King of Wands, but they're things that you get to be like, no, because I don't love that. I don't love that idea. And you're feeling free with this Saturn and Aries support to just like be discerning, to like use Saturn and be like, okay, well, I'm not owned by my parents anymore. Like, I'm my own kid. I'm like a kid genius. So this is like the kid at Disney that's like, yeah, I'll take the Hannah Montana contract, or no, I won't. You know what I mean? It's like, it's that, like, when you have that type of power over your life, and it's also fueled by love, it's just incredible. It's genuinely incredible, because when you're deciding now, you don't have to feel inadequate, because I think like a lot of Aries relate to like late bloomer, because you don't really like grow up when you're in Aries, like especially if you're an Aries sun or like heavy like Aries rising placements, like you're not really gonna ever like get older, you know what I mean, like in terms of like your energy. And so I think a lot of times like certain things really just like I think you can have the wounding of feeling like, oh, I'm supposed to like show up in a space that is not really even going to ever really come for you, and like feeling like you just need to like, so this news that you can really just keep it, if you just want to keep it to doing what you love and being around people that you love and connecting in communities that you love, and that's it, that's great. Because I think you know now through all of these cycles, that's the time when I feel the most abundant, more than when I just have like hella money or like hella responsibilities. Again, like I'm really just getting like, sometimes when you try to blow stuff up, it's like, that's beyond what I want to do. That's beyond what I really even do this for. I do this for the love of it, to connect deeply to what makes my heart pump, not really for clout or for, you know, like I said, it's fine to want to expand a business if that's something you love, but I think not everything is what everybody likes to do. Like I said, this is the reason why a lot of artists have like business managers. They have people that love to do these types of things, because maybe they don't. Like, maybe your love is, I like just love to sing, but if you're really famous, you're obviously going to need a lot more people on your team. So you're trimming, like I said, you're trimming the fat off of things that would get in the way from just the pure point of what you want to do. So making sure that when you start this new cycle, because you've been through so many cycles where you made yourself do things you didn't love, this is really big for Aries, that you just get to start this cycle straight up loving what you do, loving who you are, loving what you're connected to. Holy cow, Aries, you're the fucking GOAT, bro. You're the literal greatest of all time. This eclipse energy coming with judgment energy, you're calling the judgment. And it's true, because how people treat children right now, girl, the divine is on that ass. How you treat your inner child is also reverberating in how people treat others. Because if people abuse children, they abuse their own inner child. So right now, the status of everyone's Aries house, everyone's first house, is going to be up for review. When you were developing yourself, what is your relationship to that? Do you love your inner child, or are you neglecting, abusing, and not in love with who your inner child is because it's been wounded in some way? So there is definitely Judgment Day energy that is circulating at this now moment, right? Because the last 2-year cycle is up since spring of 2023 in the time that I'm recording this. This transcends though. That cycle is now up and judgment is being called on it. So, but guess what? You know what people didn't expect? Saturn and Aries. That's what follows Saturn and Pisces. And guess what? I don't think people are ready for kids to have all this spiritual authority. They're not ready for it. But why would God give kids spiritual authority? Why would God give our inner children spiritual authority in the next cycle? of Saturn, because that's where true love exists. That's where your inner child does stuff just for the love of it, not for, kids don't care about taxes. Kids don't care about assets. They don't care about 401ks and APYs. Girl, they don't even know what that means. I'm about to eat this chocolate bar because I love chocolate. That's why I'm hanging out with my guys. That's why I'm going to the pool. I love the pool, right? And so when the kids get to decide your fate, it's just like going into a confessional and you're like, hello, Father, forgive me for I've sinned. And it's like, please tell me what you've done. Like, they're not expecting it to be an Aries. They're not expecting it to be an Aries. Like, I'm telling you, you're like, all right, come on up, you next. And you're literally deciding people's fate. Like, how they deal with you, you're literally deciding the fate. You're deciding the fate. Yeah, the inner child is deciding the fate. Aries, you're huge. You're major. You're because Aries is saying, I am going to chase my truth. I cannot be bought. Look at this. Aries is like, you cannot buy me. You are Aries is like turning down major things because they do things because they love it. They don't even need anything from anyone. They already have what they need. They don't need anything. This is people who walk away from things that have already filled them up because they're like, I don't even need that. I don't even need that. I don't even need, if you can put a price on it, it's probably worth 10 times that. So I don't even need that. And you'd be super smart, Aries, because if the Pentacle's being offered to you before you found your Ten of Cups, that means you're not as happy as you could be. So do not, this is a big warning to Aries. Do not take this little rinky-dink offer when you know you are bigger than the cups there, right? This is like Aries finally, again, because you started with Queen of Swords. So I think you literally are cutting off old cycles that you don't want to keep taking, like I said, the things, the value, the money from, the payment from, because it's not enough. Aries wants to make sure that they finish their internal love cycle, that they get to the Ten of Cups before they're like already like on some like cash out. This is like, you don't want to cash out before you've like made it to like your full cycle of love. You get what I'm saying? And so that's a really smart and wise and spiritually guided decision that you make. Like only your higher power would know that, because you want to wait until you're your best self before you take these offers. Because these are, aces can be offered to you at any stage. You get what I'm saying? But you know how many artists and musicians say like, I really don't know if I love though that I made this my job. Like I love singing, but I don't know if I love that I made it my job. Like that I now pay my rent with it, right? Because I don't like, especially if you're really young or you're like in the earlier side of your life where it's like, I mean, my life hasn't even started, because I think, like I said, dead in the age of Pisces are the ways where people felt like you got to be 15. If you don't get discovered by 15, like, I mean, we put these impossible unconscious like standards on youth in the past where like kids were being exploited and abused. Like kids' childhoods were not protected because they were expected to be adults in childhood. And you have to remember, the priorities of a child is like love frequency. It's not about what you can gain. So when we had all these child stars who have already been since made their crazy documentaries about like how that fucked their lives up. Like when I did Nickelodeon, my shit got fucked up. Like you see all these people who got butchered and like their adult life is so fragmented because they didn't have time to like finish theirs. They didn't have time to like develop, right? Like it's not a good thing that like Hilary Duff didn't even get to go to high school because she was busy like feeding the girls with like, you know, every episode of Lizzie McGuire. It's like not necessarily fair for her because like maybe when she's an adult, it's like, I mean, now that if you have kids and you go on and you look at other people, it's like, damn, like there's some like basic information, like there's basic gaps in my shit. And I think Aries now realizes like, dude, I don't need to skip any steps. It's me. I'm the value. I'm the love frequency here. So in life, all we get is cycles. In life, all we get is like all the like cycles and the repetition of things, the cyclical nature of it. So like if we're really sacrificing cycles where we're just like taking cash to just like do shit that we're not, our heart isn't even in anymore. This is like 8 of Cups. My heart's not in this. Like I don't really want, like this is like Aries being like, even if in the cycles you got caught up in like taking the shit, like my heart's not even here anymore. So like I'm really ready to move forward because like it's not worth it. Like I took it and the little payout y'all gave me didn't even help, because Aries realizes like I will shut down every time if I don't love what I'm doing, straight up. Like if there's no love in it, if there's no heart in it, then like even if I take this, it's just going to kill my inner child, like straight up. And so now you're ready to start this new cycle with this Aries eclipse where you're like way more discerning. You're coming in, starting in your Queen of Swords. Oh my God, of course. Because here's what your recent past was. You're like, I already made it. like, I've already been reflected that I'm valuable. Like, because a child isn't born with insecurity. They're not born not thinking that they have their birthright within them. So Aries in their recent past is like, I'm the King of Pentacles. So when these offers start coming up, you just start cutting them. You let before you take any offer, you just let your sword chop it. Because you're like, sorry, this little Knight of Pentacles, you could have been making a huge deal for me. You could have been coming for me for a long time. But I think also this is an inner child wound for all of us, where it's like, just because someone pursues you doesn't mean you have to funnel yourself into that path. Especially because it seems like look at how this is a Knight of Pentacles offering you some sort of stability. This is Aries exposing that they're selling you back your dream. That Aries was the one that was discerning, like, dude, fuck that, dude. They're trying to sell me back what I already do. I already am the king. You're coming up to the King of Pentacles. You know that, right? Trying to, oh, great. I'm glad after 30 years you finally want to offer me a contract. But, like, Aries is, like, in the recent past, like, yeah, but, like, it's not cool to just, like, let late stage capitalism, like, sell you back, like, your basic, obvious way of functioning your life. Like, this is my own kingdom. Of course I play music and do this because it's, like, who I am. It's, like, what I'm here to build. And someone trying to be like, you could be discovered, bro. We could put you on. Put me on. Put me on. I've been doing this for life. I'm already in my, like, I already had my journey with it. This is what I'm saying, Aries. When it comes to renewals that you're willing to take, you're only taking it from things that reflect your empress, not any one little kingdom or queendom that you run a whole picture, a whole empire. And so a lot of people in the past were trying to break apart the empire that you run, which is way bigger than what some of these little offers on little brokeback ponies are trying to come in and get you to sell yourself for. And you're just refusing to do it. You're like, why would I do that? I'm going to make my own empire. I don't really want your little cheap trills. I don't want your cheap little whatever. I'm going to make my own empire because I don't need that. I have a bigger vision. I also feel like Aries, like, again, a lot of parents, like, when they look at their kids and they throw them into modeling as children or throw them into acting, like, if your kid looks like or is showing signs that they would be good in the performance art, like, stop exploiting them. Like, let them grow and mature and then own and be sovereign over this. Like, we're seeing a lot of discussions about this, like, celebrities, like, and parents who control their children's likeness, all this stuff that's going to, like, literally botch your development, because empires are built through wise and strategic development. That's, like, the truth. And so if you are building an empire through strategic development and for some reason somebody comes up to you and is trying to get you to funnel you into some, like, fraction of that, you are now, Saturn in Aries is already revving up. You're about to literally be crowned as soon as it touches down in Aries. So Aries is already ready. They're already ready. They're already, like, I'm already sitting on my throne. I'm gonna start making choices. I'm not gonna start overextending myself. Or also, just like I said, I think Aries was just, like, taking, like, blood money, cheap money, like, shitty offers, things that are just, like, you know what I mean? And maybe in the past, like I said, because they're exploiting the fact that you love it. Like, if you're a little kid who just won't stop dancing and then your parents, like, put you in, like, some sort of, like, talent scale, it's, like, exploitative, because it's, like, you're a little kid and you're literally coming from it because you love it. But then, like, when you start getting forced to do some shit, it's like, okay, who is this really about and why? Is this obviously not about, like, just, like, you looking good as a parent? Is this, like, obviously not about, like, you making me do this for the church every Sunday? Just about, like, you being the parent that, like, birds something? Like, you see, it's, like, it's corny. So we only want cups from the hand of God that actually match, that we can. And again, I feel like children are finally going to be able to have some fucking rights again, to where they can, like, develop out their whole identity before they're forced to, like, take offers before and leave themselves in the dust before they finish, like, having a full compass of emotional internal availability. I think this is huge, Aries. I don't even know. Oh my God. Because I think there are contracts that are about to be on the table, and Aries, like, was getting ready for Saturn and Aries on the low. And I feel like Aries is remembering how much money they have on astral, like, on the higher ether, like, on the higher realms. They're, like, realizing, like, how much money they actually really have. And so when these little investors come, they literally think, like, I'm matching you. But Aries is like, no. Aries is, like, actually going to the table and, like, bartering. Like, actually, it needs to be, like, a little bit more than that. It needs to be, like, actually a bigger offer than that. And I don't think they're ready for children to counter. Like, I don't think they're looking for kids to, like, actually barter for a better offer, because they've been exploiting that I guess in the past it was that children were unconscious, but children are the Buddha mind. So now that that truth is out, that like kids are not stupid, they're exactly like what their adult form is going to be. So you look freaky, you look weird, because they're not like choosing that for themselves. You're like forcing them to do things. This is like abusive. And so I feel like in the near future, you're about to be offered things that actually match your spiritual abundance, your birthright, not the shit that they're buying back and selling to you. Your actual full value is going to be offered to you instead of being breadcrumbed. You get what I'm saying? And in the future, also, Aries, I'm seeing that you might be the one that's in charge of paying these girls back. Because I also think children are realizing, like a lot of kids, this is huge because they don't want me to tell this to the children. But some of y'all's parents only were given by the universe resources to take care of you. So like when your parents conceived you, all of a sudden, maybe they got a house, maybe they got a really good job offer, but that was the divine preparing. That's your abundance they're using. So a lot of y'all are about to be like, no, you don't pay me. I actually pay you because you need me, not the other way around. I'm the talent here. I pay your bills. Even if you think you pay me and cut me the check, I'm the thing that's generating the money. So I think that that sort of flipping on its head, that sort of Aries table turning, like when you realize like, oh, when I was a kid, my parents were actually getting clout and guapoli because of me. Like the universe was actually like giving them things because they were about to conceive me and have me, not the other way around. So when these people try to talk back to you and be like, you don't know how much I sacrificed and I worked so hard. Actually, no, you got universal support. Like when you decided to conceive a child, whether it was high vibrational or not, whether it was aligned by God or not, the universe was going to make sure that God's child didn't suffer. Because I am, at the end of the day, God's child, not this little meat suit person who thinks they own me. I'm not your slave, right? Ace, this is huge. This is huge. This is also an era of Aries writing the contracts. Aries is creating the partnerships of their dreams. It's huge. You get to choose the terms of what a Two of Cups means for you. This is really big for children because no more are there going to be days where the inner child, the prodigal child, is not gonna be the creative director. Like if I'm doing Hannah Montana, if I'm doing Wizards of Waverly Place, whatever the fuck, like if I'm doing the child show, if I'm working for Disney or whatever, like I'm going to be the one deciding it out. There's no like parent manager, there's no parent or guardian. You are now the parent or guardian of your own life. That's the age of the Aquarian, because Aquarius doesn't look at kids as vulnerable. They look at them as powerful, because vulnerability to an Aquarius is power. So no, it doesn't mean that we don't need to protect children, of course, but it does mean that they're not in danger. Like we don't really need people to like intervene in their path. They know exactly what they're here to do. So the age of the Aquarian is like, we don't really need you to tell the kid what they should be interested in. They're coming here to remember that. We just need you to make space for them to remember what they want to do. No more raising kids and being like, I'm going to put you in soccer. And it's like, that has nothing to do with nothing. That's what you like to do. It's not what the kid likes to do. So we really need parenting that's really going to be more circular. And Aries placements right now are leading this. Because you guys are all about to be able to go and you're not getting contracts. Your contracts, Aries, are like this. They're blank sheets of paper. Tell me what you want. That's how the universe is about to do Aries. For all the child abuse that has gone unseen on this planet, Aries is about to get a blank sheet of paper and Spirit's like, write everything you want. Write what the perfect partnership would be for you. And make sure you write it from the place of like everything that you really are. It's not gonna be a problem for you. You are love. You're about to make the most loving contract of all time, Aries. This is insane. The most loving contract of all time. Holy shit, Aries. Holy shit. Holy shit, Aries. Six of Wands. Clarified by the Ace of Cups. This is the child prodigy that's like, it's like Jean-Michel Basquiat. It's like, buddy, what do you want to do? What can we do? Everybody's just in awe. Everything you do is successful. Everything you do is magnificent. Everything you do leads the pack, Aries. Welcome, Aries. Everything you do in this new cycle, people are just like, and I have a feeling this is so different than what you left behind. This is so different than what you were used to, which was control. And also like brokey, like your parents were brokies. Like the girls who were managing your assets before were broke. And they were getting you horrible amount, like fractions of what you really deserved. And when you broke free, when you finally walked away from people that were like, oh, dude, I didn't need this group or this band or this partnership or this business to box me back and sell me back. Like, I'm the CEO here. I'm the one who came up with this idea. When did all you bitches start fucking dividing up my fucking abundance? And now I'm like getting a fraction. No. That's an Aries arm right there. No more of that. No more of that. Because there's people now, Aries, that were ready and on your path, no matter what, that are like, baby, I'll buy something better for you, fuck it. Just tell me what you want. Like, that's what Aries is about to come into. Because there are people who respect your spiritual royalty. that you preserved your inner child. There's like so many people on this planet that have no fucking inner child. Their inner child is like in hell. It's like locked away in hell, suffering every day. And Aries placements, their shit's like alive, shaking their chest, like living life. And in a time where there's like literally so little life, like people are just sacrificing life, sacrificing children all day. It's like, dude, like when we see Aries placements, like everybody, you guys are the moment. You are where all the money's got to get funneled. But in this new paradigm, no one even knows what to do with the money. So you guys are just going to be the ones that like, la, 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 my little kid land is about to be it. It's about to be Disneyland every day for Aries. It's about to be Aries land every day for Aries. Like it's, children deserve this. Aries placements deserve this. We all deserve this. Holy shit. Holy shit. Because what did I start this message saying? Like Aries is like, bitch, I'm love. I'm not money. I'm not. Stop. No, I don't do this for whatever you're trying to tell me. I don't do it for views, clout, likes, clicks, streams. I don't do it for that. I don't need to put my fucking shit on the platform. It'll blow up because it's my purpose. It's what my heart beats for. You know, you're about to, you want your lover. You don't, even the people you connect with, you're not, like, people have been looking at Aries like, oh, Aries, we know you're selfish. Like, we know you're only with that bitch to get something from her. And it's like, what? This person was writing for me. They love me for me. That's why I'm with them. What? And they wanted you to be fearful of, like, how much, like, your intuition guides your life. How much, like, you need, like, a cup. You need emotional capacity. You're a child at heart. What the fuck? I didn't marry that bitch just because of fucking the industry. And if you did, it's like, dude, I've learned my lesson. Like, because the fear manifested. Whatever you did for money, for clout, and I get it. We don't blame you because you're the inner child. So whatever they forced you to do, whoever they forced you to, that isn't actually who you love, that isn't actually, whatever job they were trying to force you to go get, that has nothing to do with you, what you love. Let me do something right now for the Aries collective. They're child abusers. That's what they are. You were never wrong. You were never wrong. You were being abused. You were being abused. There's no reason for any person on this planet to fucking force somebody and tell them what they have to go do. Our existence doesn't even matter. Straight up. There's like the purpose of our life is just to be propagating life. There's not even really some bigger thing. So it doesn't really matter whether you get a mansion, a car, a Cadillac. It doesn't matter. Whether you have a dog or a wife. It doesn't even matter. None of that matters. You're here to be love incarnate and reflect the image of the Most High. That's it. So anyone who was trying to force you to do some shit and get into contracts, that's what I say, bro. Because you are just here to be in love. And you've been saying that this whole time. And Spirit's got your back now because they're abusers. You can go out and be like, you're an abuser. Like I said, started this reading, cut them off. Oh, come here. Let me tell you something. Abuser. You were abusing me because you never really loved me. You were trying to force me to do shit I didn't really love. You were making me sell my soul and shit. What the hell? Girl, Aries, this is triumphant. This is kind. This is kind. Aries, oh my God. And the outcome for Aries? I'm not going to steal from myself anymore. Aries is not going to steal from themselves anymore. There is no point in knowing that Six of Cups, a mirrored, loving reality is now possible for you. So there's just no reason to be being stolen from. There's just no reason for you to even lie to yourself anymore and go do something you don't love. You don't have to do it. Guess what? You are abundantly supplied for. You don't have to do this shit. You don't. Because you actually have proof now. It materialized. The contract, the thing you wrote, the contract that Spirit was like, okay, Aries, the children are owed a blank check. They're owed because they've been abused for fucking millennia. The children have been abused for millennia. So I'm going to give you a blank check. Fill out the check. And you filled out the check. And now that the check is here, Three of Pentacles, you and Spirit, your masculine and feminine and Spirit, have created this new contract for yourself. You can let go. Like, I don't think people are ready for Aries to be like, actually, fuck you, I don't like you. Actually, no, that's stupid. Actually, you're a child abuser. Like, some of y'all are about to be like, hey, Aries, do you want to sign this, like, binding contract? Aries like, no, never. No, you're an abuser. They're gonna, like, run away. Because Aries is already loaded. They're already loaded. Hella cash. Hella bands. This reading, I mean, it was just straight to the point. You are about to get love. You're going to realize you have love that you didn't have to sell yourself for. So when you can choose between the love that you currently possess, that you didn't have to sell anything for, you didn't have to lie to yourself to get, and the fucking fraudulent shit, you're going to make the right choice this time. You're not going to steal from yourself. Because if you are also an Aries on a lower vibration that maybe did not follow your intuition, because I also do see that this Queen of Cups was in the fear space. So I'm going to hold space, because there are some Aries collectives that said no to things that are aligned to their heart because they were caught up in this. They were in a contract that was like too binding to where they couldn't make it work, even though they really wanted to do something. They couldn't do it. I believe that this eclipse is allowing you to finally release it and walk away from it. So now in the future, you never actually have to do that again. Because I think Aries missed out on something really big for them. Something that was like their Hierophant moment. You know, in saying in the past. And again, if it's for you, it'll never miss you, because it's just going to come again in the next cycle. But if you are for a part of the Aries collective that like unfortunately did in the past cycle, like, you know, you missed out on something that was going to make your heart feel really good, you know that with the start of this next cycle, there's nothing to like steal from yourself over. There's nothing to like take from yourself by any means. And it's really phenomenal that like that's the heart of a child. Like, knock me down, scrape my knees, that's all right. That's all right. Next, tomorrow at recess, I'm gonna come with my band-aids and my Neosporin. I'm gonna be back with you guys. I'm gonna let my bruises heal, and as soon as they heal, I'll be back. So whether you're in the high vibrational Aries collective and you let yourself, you've already been goaded in this, you've been like, nope, I'm not signing no shit I don't love. There's no point in even working somewhere I don't love. There's no point in dating someone I don't love. There's no point in getting married to someone I don't love. There's no point in taking anything just for fucking material shit if there's zero heart in it, right? If you're already in Aries that's high vibrational, congratulations. You are like now the liar police. You're like literally like, liar, abuser. It's like your vibe. I love it. It's literally kind. It's literally amazing. If you were an Aries that is this previous cycle taught you there is nothing worth selling your heart for. There is no price you can put on your heart. If you just came out of that cycle, congratulations. That's all you have to learn as an Aries. You've graduated either way. Like, this last cycle is the end for all Aries, because the only thing you need to know if you have an Aries placement, like I said, if you're an Aries sun, Aries placement, all you were learning in this life, it was only going to be hard so long as you sold your inner child. Okay, no more child slavery. Right? No more human trafficking. No more of that. So no longer can you put a price on the thing. That's again the whole point of Tethered Studios. No hands for sale. This is what Aries is like about to be in their no hands for sale era, because they're like, no, you can't put a price on what I love. You can't offer me a contract. You're not gonna be able to sell me back. I've been playing guitar since I was 2. You know what I mean? I've been singing since I was 2. I've been making music since I was 3. You've been doing this shit your whole life. So there's nobody who can come up to you and be like, we're gonna make you a star. Make me a star. I don't know about all that. So I'm just so excited for you, Aries. I'm so inspired by this energy, because I, like, myself have just gone through, like, so much inner child wounding. But I realized while I was going through it, I was able to call out and, like, literally take name and claim to, like, the deceptiveness that was happening in front of me. So I just really needed this eclipse beyond belief. The universe is just, like, also for like child abusers, let me just say, I'm already going to let you know, because I saw it firsthand, they're going out sad. They're getting done proper by karma. And so I'm just so excited for you, because you are liberated. You don't even have to worry about your ops, because who the fuck is an op to a child? A weirdo. So congratulations, Aries, because the weirdo ass frequency, scary frequency, they're getting separated from the crowd. Like I said, they're getting registered, licensed sex offender. They're out of here. And you're just a flex offender. So that's it. That's all that's going on here. But I'm so proud of you, Aries, because this is real. Like, it materialized for you. Like, as soon as the contract comes in, it's like, oh. Well, now Aries has, like, buying power. Now Aries has, like, creative direction power. So, like, can your parents control? It's like the kid who's like, well, now that I make my own money, I could tell my mom to fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can literally do that now. Because, like, before it was like, well, you treated me like a little child. You were like little brother in me. You were little grandfather in me. But we'll see what they say when Saturn and Aries kicks in. We'll see what they say. And they won't be saying much, because they'll be in prison for the crimes that they put against children. So big love to you. Congratulations. Happy solar eclipse. I am so excited for you all as just an energy in general. This was exactly what I needed. So big love to the Aries collective. Congratulations. You knew it. All you fucking needed is love.